Dear viewers, my name is Dr. John Mohmad Pandit, Assistant Professor at the English Department, Institute of Aeronautical Engineering, Hyderabad. Today in this video lecture, I'm going to deliberate on the topic Introduction to Soft Cycles and Hard Cycles. Here in this video lecture, you will come to know what's soft cycle, and then the second, what are different hard cycles, and how the soft cycle and hard cycles complement each other. Here we start. Before we start, I would like to deliberate on this quote, the famous quote or the famous line written by William Butler Yeats. I quote, "Think like a wise man, but communicate in the language of the people." Now, it's a very short line, but it speaks volumes. It means that we can have great ideas. We can have difficult ideas. But when it comes to communication, we need to communicate those difficult ideas in a very lucid language, in a rustic language, or the language of common people. Why? Because people can understand you only when you speak, when you use simple language. That's why the writer says, think like a wise man, but communicate in the language of the people. You can be an erudite, you can be a learned man, you can be a great intellect. But while communicating your ideas, your thoughts, your great ideas, you need to use simple language, or what William Wordsworth says, rustic language. That means language of common people, so that people can understand your thoughts and ideas easily. And in professional communication, we need to use simple language. We need to use the language of common people. We don't use verbose in professional communication. Why? Because the basic purpose of the communication in any professional setting is to transfer information, is to share information. Therefore, we need to use simple language while communicating with others. Language without any ambiguity. Language devoid of figures of speech, or for that matter, poetic techniques. We need to use very simple, lucid, clear language. Here. Now the next one is Introduction to Soft Cycles. These soft cycles, they are non-technical cycles. When we say the non-technical cycles, it means we don't learn these soft cycles in any course. In fact, they are interpersonal in nature. Or something, it's like they are innate in nature. That's why we say soft cycles, they are non-technical cycles that describe how you work and interact with others. It includes, for example, your communication with others, your interaction with others, your time management, or for that matter, for example, your persuasion or the persuasion. Therefore, it's something which is interpersonal, or it is something which we don't learn in any course. And unlike hard skills, they are not necessarily something you will learn in a course, as I told you, like data analytics or the programming skill, or for that matter, coding. It is something which lies within your skill, within you, or it's something which we don't learn in any learning setting. It's innate, something like innate. And when I say the innate, it doesn't mean that we can't vet these soft skills. We can vet these soft skills. We can sharpen these soft skills. Later on, I will talk about that. The first is, instead, they are something you often build through experience. These soft skills, yes, we can build these soft skills through our experience. That's why they are something you often build through experience. Or you can say, for example, through trial and errors. We master these soft skills through trial and errors, or we build these soft skills through experience. And the soft skills reflect our communication style, work ethics, work style, like creativity, persuasion, collaboration, adaptability, and emotional intelligence. Here, this soft skills, it reflects your communication, how you communicate with others. But when we say the communication, it means both verbal and non-verbal communication. What are your different etiquettes while talking? What are your, for example, discussion or debate etiquettes? Or what's your behavior? And when we talk about behavior, it includes everything, or every gesture, posture, facial expressions. Therefore, communication means the both verbal and the non-verbal communication. And the soft skills, it reflects your communication skills. And when we talk about communication skills, it also means, for example, your listening skills, your speaking skills, your reading skills, and your writing skills. How proficient you are in these skills. And the soft skill, it deals with all these skills. And the second one is the persuasion. How you persuade anyone in any situation or in any context. For that matter, for example, how you persuade your subordinates for any work. Therefore, this soft skill, it also includes this persuasion, the art or the skill of persuasion. And the collaboration, how you collaborate with your peers or with your subordinates. Or for example, adaptability, how you adapt yourself in any working situation or in any conditions. Or emotional intelligence, which your emotional intelligence. Therefore, these are the certain things which we don't learn in a course. In fact, it is something which is interpersonal. It's something which is inherent in us. Yes, of course, we can vet these skills. We can sharpen these soft skills. Later on, I will take that point, how we can sharpen, how we can vet these soft skills. Now, according to the latest research conducted at Harvard University and Stanford University, they say that all 15% of your career success is provided by your hard skills, while other 85% by soft skills. It suggests us that how important are these soft skills. we often neglect these soft skills at the expense of our hard skills. But the matter of the fact is that they are very important. They are very important in any job title or in any workplace. As the research says that 15% of your career success is provided by your hard skills, while the rest is provided by, that's 85%, by soft skills. Therefore, if you want to build your career, you need to master, you need to whet or sharpen your soft skills. We should not neglect them at the expense of hard skills. Both are important. In fact, both complement each other. And the next one, soft skills, as I told you, are personal habits and traits that shape how you work on your own with others. Now, these soft skills, as I told you, that they are interpersonal habits or interpersonal skills, or for that matter, they are the personal habits and traits. These soft skills, they are something which is very personal. They are personal traits that shape how you work on your own or with others. They are necessary to create a positive and functional work environment or space. These soft skills, they are necessary to create positive and functional workspace. If you have developed these soft skills, surely you will create a positive vibe or positive atmosphere, or you will help to build a functional workspace. Therefore, it's very important to create a positive, to create a very functional workspace. It's very important you should develop these soft skills. And we often neglect these soft skills at the expense of our hard skills. That's why the Peggy Claus writes in his seminal book, The Hard Truth About Soft Skills. I quote, "Soft skills get little respect, but will make or break your career." These soft skills, they are so important that at times they can make your career. If you master these skills, if you sharpen or whet these skills, surely they will make your career. But if you neglect them, or if you do not pay any heed to them, surely they will mar your career or they will break your career. Therefore, one need to master these soft skills. Now, and these now the next one is the hard skills, the very opposite of soft skills. These hard skills, they are the technical skills that are related to subject or domain knowledge of any profession. It can be learned and measured. Now, the important thing is that these hard skills, they are technical skills that are related to any subject or domain knowledge. And these hard skills, we learn these hard skills through our, for example, schooling, through our education. And these hard skills, we can measure them through different ways. For example, through exams or through interviews, we can measure them. Now, therefore, it's very important to understand that the hard skills, they are the technical skills. Technical skills means the skills which we learn in any course, or for that matter in any program, or which we learn through our schooling or through education. And these hard skills, they deal with the subject matter, or they deal with the domain knowledge of any profession. And these hard skills, they are learned, or they can be learned and matured. Now the next one is, they are easy to define, identify, to make a showcase of them. Now these hard skills, it's not something which is abstract. The hard skill means the knowledge of the subject, or the hard skill means the domain knowledge of subject of any profession. And it's well defined. We can define these hard skills through our degrees, or for that matter through our certificates, and or for that matter through our interviews. We can make the display of these hard skills. And in fact, and these hard skills can be identified, or we can make showcase of them in any given situation. Therefore, that's why we say they are easy to define, identify, or make a showcase of them. For example, if you are a mechanical engineer, hard skills demand your knowledge of machines, how a machine works, or how different parts of a machine works. Now, if you are a mechanical engineer, you are supposed to, for example, have knowledge of machines, how a machine works, and how the different parts of the machine work in coordination. You should have the knowledge of this. You should have this domain knowledge. On the other hand, soft skill or software engineer is supposed to be proficient in programming language. That's why when it comes to the hard skills, we need to know, for example, the knowledge of machine, how the different parts of machine works, what is the mechanism, or what are the different steps, or what are the different procedures of its working. But the soft skill, it doesn't deal with this working of a machine. It's simply, for example, if you're a software engineer, you are supposed to know the programming language. Now the next one. These soft skills and hard skills, they complement each other. When we say that these soft skills and the hard skills, they complement each other. That means they inform each other. Or we can say that we can't neglect one at the expense of other. Both are important. For example, if you have domain knowledge, or you have subject knowledge, but you don't know how to communicate that knowledge, surely it will create a problem for you. Therefore, one need to have both soft skills and hard skills. That's why we say they complement each other, or they inform each other. For example, soft skills compose a multitude of predictive personality traits like language proficiency, communication abilities, leadership qualities, teamwork qualities, time management, or social grace. The soft skills are composed of multitude of predictive personality traits like your communication skills, or for that matter, like your leadership qualities, or for example, your teamwork, your art of teamwork, or your art of the quality of having the art of teamwork, or your time management, or your social grace. That means your way of talking, your etiquettes, your formal etiquettes in any workplace. Yes, of course, it does matter. And it plays a very vital role in the development of your career. Therefore, it's very important. And together, the soft skill together with the hard skill, they inform each other, and the balanced combination of both can determine one's overall personality. If you have both these two skills, that means the soft skills and the hard skills, then surely it will help in the development of your overall personality. Therefore, one need to master both. One should not neglect one at the expense of other. Or we should not neglect, for that matter, this soft skill at the expense of our hard skill. Both are important, both complements each other, both informs each other in the development of your overall personality. And the next one is the soft skills. They are both the soft skills and the hard skills. They are prerequisite for any job profile. And the soft skills, it remains constant across job titles and workplaces. For example, if you are applying for mechanical engineering, you need to have the knowledge of machines. Or for that matter, if you aeronautical engineer, if you want to become an aeronautical engineer, you need to have a domain knowledge of that subject. But in both cases, one thing remains constant, and that is soft skill. That's why we say that the soft skills, they remain constant across job titles and workplaces. For example, in both cases or in both workplaces, you need to have the art of communication. You need to have, for example, the art of time management, or you need to have the art of persuasion, or you need to have the art of art of teamwork. Or for that matter, you need to have the formal etiquettes, how to converse with others, how to interact with others, and your different behaviors. That's why these soft skills, they often remain constant across job titles or workplaces. And together with the domain knowledge, it can not only help you to acquire job, but it can also help you to thrive in the job. Now this is important. If you have the both domain knowledge and you have the art of communicating that domain knowledge, that means you have the soft skills of communication. Together, they will not only help you to attain a job, but they will help you to thrive in a job. That's why they both are important. For example, in any workplace, you are hailed, you are praised for your communication, teamwork, patience, time management, and motivation. And what are these things? These are all the components of soft skills like communication, teamwork, patience, time, management, motivation. Therefore, one need to master, one need to vet these skills in order to flourish one's career. These are important, both are important. In fact, both complements each other. And the soft skills are important in a sense that they remain constant across job titles and workplaces. Therefore, one need to take cajoles to learn, to work, to sharpen these soft skills. Now, the soft skills, like for example, communication skills, can help a person to make a transition of his hard skills or the domain knowledge to his peers or subordinates efficiently. Now, if you have, for example, if you have hard skill, if you have a domain knowledge, or if you have a subject knowledge of any profession, but until and unless you don't have the soft skill, for example, if you don't have communication skill, you can't transfer, you can't make the transition of that knowledge to your peers or to your subordinates efficiently. Therefore, you need to develop this soft skills. The next one, weak soft skills like ineffective communication, low level of confidence, or lack of experience, etc., can mar the hard skills or the domain knowledge. At times, a person is, for example, well read, or he or she is well equipped in the domain knowledge or subject knowledge. But when it comes to the communication, when it comes to communicate that domain knowledge, they fail to communicate. And we see that they have not developed their soft skills. That's why we say ineffective communication. Or low level of, for example, confidence or lack of exposure. It can mar the hard skill, or it can mar your domain knowledge, or it can mar your subject knowledge. Therefore, there must be a balanced portion of both hard skills and the soft skills. And the soft skills, they determine one's growth in the global marketplace. It's the soft skills that determine one's growth in the global marketplace. If you have a good soft skills, surely you will rise high, you will reach at the zenith in any global marketplace. Now, next one. Soft skills like effective communication makes a professional presentable and exerts his or her influence on others. If you have a soft skill like the communication skill, both verbal and the non-verbal communication. And when I say the communication, it means all the four parts. That means your listening skill, your, for example, speaking skill, your reading skill, and your writing skill. If you have all these skills, surely they will make you presentable in any workplace. And at the end of the day, you will be in a position to exert your influence on others, both on your peers and on your subordinates. Therefore, it's very important. And although soft skills are, for example, personal skills, but mastered efficiently, they can produce everlasting impression on the mind of others. As I told you that these soft skills, they are interpersonal skills. They are something which are innate, or they are something which we can't learn in any course. But if we master, if we vet, when I say the vet, it means W-H-E-T, sharpen. When we vet these, for example, soft skills, they can produce an everlasting influence on the mind of others. Therefore, one need to vet, one need to sharpen these soft skills so as to become impressive. And as I told you, soft skills make one's hard skills shine. Your hard skill will become more evident, more prominent if you have the soft skills. Because it is through soft skills you showcase your hard skills. And now the different ways which can prove very fruitful in order to vet your soft skills. How to vet your soft skills? Number one, be open to feedback. You must be always ready to accept a constructive criticism. In any workplace, you need to be open to any feedback so that you can work on your, for example, weaknesses and at the same time develop your, for example, positive traits. Therefore, you need to be always welcoming to any constructive criticism, because it will point out your where you are lacking. What are your negative points? And you can work on these points, you can master these points, or you can master these weaknesses, so that next time you will shine, or you will, for example, excel in every way. Therefore, one need to be open to feedback, one need to open to criticism, because from when different people give us different suggestions, we come to know about different ideas, we come to know about different things, or we come to know about certain points which we don't have in our mind. Therefore, it's a time that take it as if you are receiving knowledge from everywhere. And don't get angry when someone makes, for example, when someone gives a negative feedback. Take it as a blessing, so that you can modify your weakness and excel in every way. And the next one is communicate often. This is best way to sharpen one's soft skill. Communicate everywhere or often. Because when you communicate with your, for example, subordinates or masters or the peers, you come to know about different ideas. You come to know about different thoughts. In fact, you not only communicate with people, in fact, you are just receiving the more and more knowledge. Therefore, one need to communicate more and more or more often. The next one is emphasize teamwork. Teamwork is important. You need to work in a team, because when you work in a team, different ideas flow from different team members. For example, if we have 10 team members and we are working as a team, surely I will get, for example, 9 different ideas from 9 different persons. And in this way, I can sharpen my accumulated knowledge about anything. Or for that matter, I can get an opportunity to listen more and more innovative ideas. The next one is build positive relations. It's very, very important. In any workplace, you need to build a positive relationship. Why? Because people should feel very good to meet you, to share their thoughts, their ideas. Therefore, one need to build a positive relationship with others. Get ready to learn. And the next thing is, you should always be curious to learn more and more. And this learning, it can come from anywhere. Sometimes you learn from your subordinate also. Don't feel shy when it comes to learning. Therefore, we should be open to this learning. We should always be ready to learn more and more things. Next one is adapt to workplace change. And one need to be very flexible when it comes to, for example, workplace change. We should adapt ourselves to any workplace change. And the next one is work through conflict. When there is a conflict, or when there is a, for example, conflict in interests, you need to work in such situations, because there you will come to know many things about the human traits, about the personality traits, and in this way, it will help you to sharpen or to whet your accumulated knowledge about things or about people. The next one is arrive at work on time and always be punctual. And this punctual, it will give a good impression on other fellow beings, or it will make you well disciplined, which is very essential soft skill. These are the some things, or these are the some things through which you can vet or you can sharpen your soft skill. These are the different reference which you can consult for your further reading. Okay, it was all about the soft skill and hard skill. We will meet in another video with another topic. Till then, goodbye.
Like, share and subscribe. Hit the bell icon for more updates.